How long have you guys known each other?
Oh man.
Shit. I known him since elementary school. We actually performed at the talent show together. Or not together, but same year. And then
He's my brother.
That's
Oh, you guys are actual brothers.
Yeah.
Younger brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking dope, dude. That's really cool.
But
Yeah, we're good. Yep.
I known Isaac, these two since elementary school.
And we grew up together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and this guy, and then Joe Moore.
High school.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And did you guys all go to the same high school?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Okay,
Rodriguez.
shout out to Rodriguez. All my homies went there too. Fun fact, just to show how old I am, my friends, like my best friends, they're the first graduating class of of Rodriguez.
That's crazy. What year is that?
2004.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then shortly after there was a teacher scandal.
Oh.
I heard about that.
It's true. It's not like it really happened.
Legend has it.
Homie over here is like, yes.
I read the article.
Actually.
Isn't that crazy?
I read the
Like,
article.
just going through school, and then you just never think that would happen in your school.
Yeah.
And it happened to all my friends. I remember all my friends were like, damn, dude, like, I wish we would have known, you know? like they had a shot or something.
There was actually a teacher scandal my sophomore year of high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the same kind of deal?
I don't know I never heard of the first one, but the one that I went through is the English teacher like sleeping with the student.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's the same,
Yeah, that's like the common thing is just these teachers are hella thirsty sometimes, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
I think we should introduce everybody. Okay. I'm RJ. Oh, and then by the way, you guys have that camera, and then you guys have that camera. So feel free. We'll do a little roll call. We can start from you.
Okay. My name's Cameron. I go by Cam Deckard. I'm a singer-songwriter for Trailblazer Collective.
My name's Roby Balancio. I go by Roby. I am also a singer-songwriter for Trailblazer. Proper 12, pay me.
Please. Oh, cheers. Let's do it.
Dr. Pepper.
That's good. That's really good.
I enjoy the red breast. Yes.
All right, well, I am Robert Lumanlan. I go by Salem Y3K. I am the singer, songwriter, producer, and of the group.
I'm the living legend.
Wow.
Mastermind.
My name's Isaac Peralta. I just go by Isaac. I'm the guitarist for Trailblazer Collective.
My name is Joe Moranesetti. I'm the drummer of the group, and you can call me Joe or Jones, however you
Dope.
call me whatever.
Jones.
Yeah.
Jones.
I like that. Guys, I really want to thank you for coming on and blessing the Tapioca Talk podcast with your first ever podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I appreciate
sir.
you guys' time. I know we're all busy and everything, and I roll with a big crew, and I know what it's like to just get like 10 people together. It's fucking hard, right? So
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that you guys are on here. So you guys are Trailblazer. Is it like Trailblazer Collective? Trailblazer?
Used to be just Trailblazer,
Yeah.
and then we just recently
Rebranded.
rebranded under new management.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys want to come on real quick? So I forgot.
yeah,
Let's
bring
do
the-
more,
bring the
people. Yeah,
table
who we got
over
here?
here.
We got here.
We got Josh.
Oh, yeah.
And, Ruben, I go by Ruben. I'm the creative director and the photographer for these guys over here.
What's up, Ruben?
What's up? What's up?
What's good? I'm Lex. I'm the photographer, creative director for Trailblazer too.
And we forgot one more. Our boy Josh Tabola.
Yes.
He is a singer, producer, and also a songwriter.
Shout out to Josh.
He's
Goes
super
by
dope.
Juno
sir.
Chrome.
Juno Chrome.
Chrome,
Yeah.
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 Cool. I guess the first question to ask is, how did it all start? AJ, we got two at the door. How did it all start?
You want to tell it? or
Yeah,
you
I can
wanna
tell
go
it.
We
ahead?
can,
Alright.
we can each tell it.
Yeah. So
We got all the time in the world, so you guys do your thing.
So basically, I graduated high school and I was working on music. And I was still going to SF State, and I was working on music with my friend Chris Vinzon and this guy right here. But he was actually in the Philippines for on and off for like 6 months. And every time he would come back, it was just one of those things where it was like he never left, and we just kept on making really fun music. I had a lot of fun, and then eventually, me and him got super, super close, and he would come over to my mom's place in Vacaville, and we were working on this one song called Sweet Paradise. And it was one of our sessions, we're working on the song, and I saw his tattoo on his leg, the Portland Trailblazers on his leg, and I asked him, "Oh, why did you get that?" And he told me the whole rundown about what it means to him, and he could explain that more. But for me, it just really resonated with me at the time, and I still do. And from there, I was like, dude, it would be so cool if we just started a group called Trailblazer, and just kept making music, And my brother, he was going to San Diego State at the time, and he would always come into my room, and he would, "Oh, let me hop on the mic, bro. Let me hop on the mic." And I'm like, okay. I guess.
It took a long time for me to get used to being on the mic, because I've always watched Robbie be on the mic, natural, and so Roby too. But I was in San Diego for school, and then COVID hit, and it was a blessing in disguise, honestly. I was able to hang out with them and just sit in the studio and just sponge everything. So.
Honestly, fun fact is, when we were making music, before we had Trailblazer, me and him would make music separately. I wasn't really making music with Cam. Cam and him would make music.
Yeah.
So Cam would send me some of the songs that he would work with Robbie, and I'm like, this is pretty good. And then when they decided to drop the first song for Trailblazer, which was Weekend, I wasn't even going to be on it. It was just them two. They're like, oh, we should drop this song, because me and Robbie already had Sweet Paradise. I was like, we could just drop Sweet Paradise right after. And his girlfriend was saying, Jane over here on the side, was saying, oh, the song is too short. The song is too short. You should try putting Roby on it. So I was at their house.
We brought it to him. We drove to his house. I called him. I was like, bro, we have this dope ass song. I want you to listen to it. And we played it in the car, and I just saw it.
We listened to it for a little bit. And then after that, they put me on the mic, and we were up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and the verse that I came up with was absolutely garbage. And I was like, this is not the way I'm
We had to rewrite his verse.
And then I was so upset that I came home the next morning. I drove home that night, and I stayed up, and I wrote it by myself at the house. I had 2 versions, and after that, it was a wrap.
Yeah. And then we released that, and, it started off slow, and then it started picking up pretty good numbers out of nowhere, really. And then, before we even dropped the song, I used to always tell Roby, we need a drummer. Trust me. I was programming my drums, but I felt like it just needed a live touch. And, someone who knows how to drum, who could bring that aspect into the group. And, I asked the universe, hey, I really need a drummer right now. And then probably a month or 2 into the song being dropped, we get an email from this guy.
Very professional.
Yeah, very professional.
Like he was trying to apply for a Fortune 500.
And then he was just basically asking if he could try out, and then I was like, yeah, hell yeah. I don't want to be the guy oh, you have to try out for us, because we were having fun with it. It's not like a tryout thing. So we're like, okay. Luckily, he literally lives less than a minute away from me, down the street.
Half a mile, not even half a
Like
mile.
a quarter
Unknowingly.
Unknowingly. And then we go over to his place, he has a drum set, and I played a couple songs that we were working on without drums, just had him kind of play on it. And I was like, I already knew in my head, I was like, okay, this guy's already, he's solid, he's gonna be part of the group.
Oh yeah,
We all huddled up in the back.
Yeah, we're like, okay.
We gotta talk about this guy.
This is our drummer right here.
Shout out to the universe for
Oh
bringing you guys
yeah,
together.
for sure. And then this guy right here, he picked up the guitar, and
he crushed it with those arms.
oh yeah,
He's on his 6th guitar this week.
we have to provide him with guitars because he always
Fun
crushes
fact,
them.
I already broke 3 strings. So
You just don't know your own strength at this point,
And then our boy Josh, who couldn't make it here today, he always made music, and I always respected him musically because he's so dope. And I always thought he was super talented. And he came to us, and he was just, I'm ready to be a part of this. I always told him hey man, I want to do this with you because I really believe in what we can do together. And he finally came around, and we talked about it, and it's just, I'm just happy to have him. I'm happy to have everybody a part of this because it's such a family-oriented deal, and I feel like we're laying the foundation for us to be successful.
For sure.
And I think that's what makes it so fun because it's, of course, music is always work, but with these guys, it's so much fun.
the energy I feel between you guys is very nostalgic because, like I said, I roll with the big crew, and your guys' vibe it's dope. It's dope. I can tell you guys are like not just here to do work. You guys are like a family. I
For
feel
sure.
it. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean? And no bullshit. I just feel it. You know what I mean? So I do have a question though. Why are you called the Legend?
I don't know. You should ask them.
Right? Well, I am the Legend because.
I mean, I'm always a big person on giving credit when it's due, and I feel like, especially in the early stages of Trailblazer, Robbie had the most. His work ethic towards this was crazy. I mean, we'd be up all night, and I'd go home, and he would still be sending beats after it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, this man is still working on music.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sleeping. I'm waking up in the morning, he's still sending me stuff, and I used to always tell him it's just like he's a really big inspiration, at least speaking for myself, seeing his work ethic and seeing the things that he could do. Because I produced back then in high school, but it wasn't anything like really serious. And then I kind of lost touch with it. And then every single time we step in the studio and I see what he's doing, I'm just like, this guy's incredible.
Yeah, he makes us run. He makes Trailblazer run, and even from the beginning, I don't know. He would send me beats, and I'm driving home, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, dude, I need to freaking hop on this." And he's just a magician on his program when he's producing. He's just like, I don't play guitar, but I'll be like, I hear this, ding, 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 and he'll just be like, okay, I got it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Even his history, I'm sorry to cut you off.
go ahead.
But even his history with the whole music thing of when you got Ableton, not being able to,
my
not
gosh.
even knowing
Oh,
how
man.
to use it for a year, him locking himself in
Yeah, I
his
almost
room.
gave up.
Yeah, locking himself in his room to really learn the program. So I mean, at least for me, I'm a very impatient person. So knowing that you do that, it's crazy.
They always call me the Legend, and I always tell them, like, I literally would not be who I am today without them. They always try to give me credit, but I always try to give it back because it's just, they push me to be the best that I can be,
I think that's a common trait
Oh, for
amongst
sure.
legends is that no, it's just that you actually deny it and give support to your team. That's like a common trait.
For sure, because they deserve it,
Yeah.
because I'll have songs where I think it's done, and then this guy would be like, no, it could be better. And I don't hear it, so whatever product we get is because we work on it collectively, and I think it's the best product that we can, and we're all growing together, which is the best part about it.
Man, I love your guys' story already. So I bring on a lot of creatives on this podcast. I myself, I explore my creative side through food. I'm a chef. And I always like to ask these people is, how do you guys take criticism? Because it's either like one way or the other. I'm just throwing it out there, any of you guys, because you guys are all artists here.
I think criticism is essential. I think, we love getting criticism. I think that's why we love this group. There's criticism coming from all ears. And I think we just, it's important for us to take that criticism and use it as fuel. These people, we're making music for people. So, I think that's important.
I think for me, criticism is like within the group. I always love your voice is always needs to be heard if you're in the group. If you believe something doesn't sound right, if you believe something could sound better, we want to hear it. But one thing that I do catch from is that like the song that we're working on now, sometimes we listen to it 8 hours a time and sing a single day, every single day,
For
every
like
single
2
time we
months
go to the
straight,
studio.
yeah.
To a point where I can't even trust my own judgment, where I'm like, I don't even know if I like the song anymore. I'm like hearing it too much. So, I mean, when it comes to outside criticism though, people who haven't heard the music and then I hear it, I'm very open to it because I guess like he said, like you can hear something that you don't hear, and then when you're able to listen to it and be able to make the change that they think needs to be changed, and you listen to it, you're like, oh shit, that actually it works.
Yeah.
So I think it's essential. Taking criticism is essential.
For sure. Well, for me, criticism is essential. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it's like kind of the same thing. You're right. So, we're all in agreement. Like, oh, okay.
But like to a certain extent, sometimes because I had this conversation today with my stepdad about you can't please everybody at the end of the day, so you really gotta deep down, like he always says, you gotta think about how you want the song to sound to you and what you feel like you're happy with, because at the end of the day, I listen to a song and I always say, oh man, it would be dope if you did this, but maybe that's what he wanted. And you know, like I said, we're always open. So like we always experiment. Yeah, I hear an idea, I'm like, okay, let's try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know. So
At the end of the day, as long as we make music that makes us happy, right?
For sure.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's really what's important to it, because you can get 100 people in here to listen to the same song and they'll have 100 different things to say. So I think it's just, at the end of the day, what's really important to us is that when we listen to the song that we make, are we content? Are we happy with what we made? So
Yeah.
I think that's what's really important.
You guys are like all under 25.
Yeah.
Safe to say. See, that's a very like mature outlook on your guys' work, and it took me such a long time to figure that out. I'm like 10 years older than you guys, and criticism was not an easy thing for me. And that's why I wanted to ask you guys, because you know you put food out, you give them to them, and then I didn't realize right away that it was more beneficial to realize that you're not trying to serve food for the masses. There's a certain amount of people, like not everybody's gonna like, you know, the milk tea that I serve or whatever, example, peace, love, and boba. Not everybody's gonna like it. But initially I was like, we need everybody in the world to like this milk tea. And that was like the wrong approach. And I think it's beautiful that you guys have realized that already. Not saying that your guys' music isn't dope. It's fucking dope, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you.
We were talking earlier, like, I wouldn't have you guys on here if you guys were garbage. Not saying that this podcast isn't garbage. Who knows? You know what I mean? But
no, it's
I
awesome.
don't think we'd be here if we were garbage.
there you go.
You know, I was saying your criticisms is like stuck on artwork. I have a bolder criticisms like little chipaways at the artwork, and no one's gonna like the art piece. People are gonna like it, but if you don't take that criticism, it's not gonna get better.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, we've all come across people who are just like, hey, that was all right. And then they just like go bananas, right?
Yeah.
I respect that too, I guess, because there's two sides to this story. But I mean, I think the outlook we have is a little healthier, right?
For sure.
Yeah. It's a little scary at first though, because you know it's hard not to get your ego in play with it, especially because you know if you put something, you put your heart and soul into it, and you know you feel like, oh, it's the best thing ever, and then you hear something. At first, it's kind of like, oh man, like what? You know, I just did all this and that. But then once you start to realize, I think it's really beneficial.
Yeah. And you know what stood out the most to me when our brother Thomas put you guys on Instagram?
Hey, shout out Thomas.
Shout out to
Shout out
Thomas.
Thomas.
Shout out The Rock.
You'll never meet another person like Thomas, man.
Sure.
Definitely not.
I love that guy. But he posted y'all, and I hit him up right away. The moment he did your first album, I was like, the first thing that stood out to me is a bunch of Filipino dudes doing alternative music. I was like, this is dope, man. This is like very unique to the like specifically to the Bay Area. I don't see
Yeah.
much
Oh, yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
If anything, you guys are like the only one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think he posted "I Don't Want to Die Young."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, this is fucking dope, man. I'm not even trying to blow smoke up
Thank
y'all
you.
guys. This song is something I play like on the regular.
Appreciate it.
So
that.
I don't know what drew you towards this genre.
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Cam.
That's a question.
me and Robbie, I mean, our uncle was super into rock, whatever it was, metal, whatever. You know, he gave us we gave us each an iPod shuffle with all this music on there.
Yeah.
So like, we grew up on this kind of music, and you know, I think we still have the same mindset of it. You know, like, we're not afraid to go into different genres and be different, especially in the Bay Area.
Yep. Inspirations, like specifically anything that just pops off.
The Killers,
The Killers, for sure.
Blink 182.
I think when we started making music, a big inspiration was for sure Dominic Fike.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Most definitely.
Because to see, like, what is he, half Filipino, right?
Half Filipino.
To see a guy half Filipino making music that just really spoke to us, I was like, oh man, we could do it too. You know, I was like, okay.
His story's crazy too. And I
Yeah.
think what really sparked me, because the first time I ever heard about Dominic Fike or saw Dominic Fike was at Flog. And right when he gets on stage, you know, he looks a little nervous and he says to the crowd, he says, it's crazy because last year I had to sneak into this event and now he's performing. So I was just, this man is crazy. And then I listened to his music so much and I was like, dude, this is dope. So I think he was a really big inspiration for me when we started making music.
Okay, I'm not familiar. What is his name?
Dominic Fike.
Dominic Fike. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check him
you
out
should
for
check
sure.
him out. He's
Excuse me
fire.
for I don't know. My bad.
No worries.
But I'm always looking for new music. So.
You will not be disappointed.
Yes, sir. Okay. So if I can bring it over to this side of the room real quick, as a drummer and then as the guitarist, you guys, well, you specifically, you come in kind of as a stranger, right?
Yeah.
What was it like for you coming in as not a stranger, but like the new guy, right? Because you guys didn't know each other at all.
We kind
Yeah,
of knew of each
yeah.
other.
You did. You
Like
did.
mutual
Okay.
friends.
Mutual.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just had a formal
like,
application.
I knew them through this guy. right
Gotcha.
here.
Okay.
And I'm like best friends with his older brother, so like
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
you
always
did mention
around,
that.
and they were always at the family parties, so like I always knew of them. And then when I saw that they were making music, I like wanted to play drums for them, and then I shot them the email and stuff, and
Okay.
That's how
What,
it
what did
came
the email
about.
say? Like, excuse me, Mr. Trailblazer, may I please? I'm just joking.
It was a very well put email.
No, it
I give you
was.
props for
was it
that.
really? It was,
It
bro.
was incredible. It was incredible.
Oh, there's an email.
Oh, we got the email.
Let's hear it.
All right, live. We have the official Trailblazer application. Let's go. Let's go.
So I was like, hello, comma. My name is Jomar, and if you guys ever need a drummer, I'm willing to try out for the spot. I do have a history on the set, and I love to play. Please let me know if you guys ever consider holding tryouts. Best regards, Jomar Nassetti. And I put my number.
And we were like,
Short-
let's wait 3 days.
That was dope.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yep.
And then I sent that right before I was heading to like Utah, and then they texted me like three or 4 days before they released Weekend, and I was like juiced, and I was telling them like, yeah, I'm gonna try for this band, But I do have a history. I used to play for my church.
Nice.
So growing up, my dad had a drum set around the house, and he always told me to play, and I never really took it seriously until or appreciated that my dad brought the drum set into life until like now and stuff. And but yeah, I appreciate these guys giving me a chance to play for them. So.
No, we appreciate you too, bro. For sure.
And this is just my humble opinion. Like, personally, how I listen to music, the guitarist is probably like a cornerstone of the band, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you handle that pressure, man? Because like, I'm always listening for, I don't know, this is just me, but I'm always listening to how good the guitar person is, or the musician
I'm
is.
okay.
Yeah. That's a long.
I'm
Come
okay.
on. Are you like the only
Lie.
guitar? Are you the main guitar player?
So there's that, like I'm just lead, but Robbie here plays a lot of guitar, and Josh too as well. Yeah.
And I'm not a musician or anything, but I understand there's a lot of showmanship amongst guitar players and stuff. Right?
I've never performed live, so I'm
Yeah?
still nervous about that.
Okay. Well, I mean, are you on the songs and everything? That's you?
So far, it's just Robbie.
Okay.
He recorded and then put it on.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys
Yeah.
are kind of like just,
We're just-
still.
yeah.
We have
Okay.
a bunch of songs in the works right now.
Gotcha.
So many songs.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I cannot wait. You guys gonna come back when y'all ready and do a little performance?
Yeah.
No pressure.
We
Just,
should.
Oh, yeah,
No,
for
you
sure.
know, I'm trying to
For
be like
sure.
the tiny desk of Filipinos.
Oh yeah.
here.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it
Real talk.
happen.
I'm really trying to. So we could do some.
That'd be sick.
But his finger dexterity
Oh
has
my!
always been incredible.
I always
bro.
tell him he's a better guitar player than me,
Nah.
and
It's
he
not-
just picked it up last year.
It's
It's
not
crazy.
just guitar too. It's playing Honey Baby.
Okay. I love that song.
And I'm like, okay, this is a fourth grader just playing this. I was like, you're incredible.
So I started out with the guitar, I would say around like 8, and I played until I was 10. I took guitar lessons, and then I also on the side I did piano lessons. That's lasted longer to like 8 to like 12, and then after that I learned enough piano where I could like don't even need a teacher anymore, and I could just read off notes or just like pick it up like by ear. I could do that with guitar too. Like I could pick up a lot of things like by ear, and I'll just play it. It takes me a little like time to get like a full song though.
Yeah.
Like here and there, I'll be like, oh, I know what that is.
I think you're being modest
Nah.
with those big ass fucking guns.
Every time he picks up guitar, I hear a right before he plays. I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Here we go. He cocks the
Yeah.
So, music doesn't come naturally to everybody. And you said some of you guys learn traditionally, but for the most part, are you guys just self-taught, or how are you learning to do what you guys do? And for example, like I'm not a podcaster. I just learned, and just this alone, like, goddamn, dude, sound,
Yeah.
like all the stuff you guys have to do. I have so much respect for just this aspect of it.
A lot of it was trial and error because, like he said, I had this program that I run right now, Ableton, and I was coming from this program called FL Studio. And when I switched over to Ableton, it was so frustrating to where I gave up for basically a year. And, I had to clear my mind. I came back to it. And, you know, the music I was making back then was okay, you know, nothing to where it is now, and I could still get better. But it's really just trial and error, you know? And, you know, you make stuff that you like, and then you just keep improving on that, you know? And I think that's basically how I'm learning, you know? Of course, I go on YouTube. YouTube is such a beautiful tool.
Yes, shout out
It
to
has
YouTube.
so much stuff on it. But yeah, for me, that's how it is for, you know, learning, you know, audio engineering and all that.
Yeah, I had to ask because, like, I'm embarrassed with like some of the podcasts we put in now because it's just, you know, we're just guessing and learning as you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and when I hear what you guys put out, I'm like, this is so good. You know, it's
Thank
like
you.
flawless. You know, and just I have respect for you guys. You know, you guys are young and you guys figuring it out, and I love that about y'all. So
Appreciate that.
I have to ask also, I'm sure you guys are aware of this. Big groups, like bands, they tend to have too many heads talking, and sometimes bands break up. How do you think you mitigate this for the future? Because what I feel here, man, this is an amazing thing. I want you guys stay together forever until you guys get wherever y'all need to be. Have you guys thought about that? Is that something y'all think about?
We do think about
We
that
do.
a lot, for sure. But I think it's like one thing that I always bring up is whenever we add somebody new, we always talk about how we're like a machine, and that everybody plays a role into working that machine, so that we can all run the machine well. And I feel like if anything was to arise or anything where someone needs to say something, I think we all respect everybody's voice on how they feel, and then from then on we can be able to move forward towards whatever, you know, is at hand. I'm sorry, what was the rest of your question again?
No, that was it. You answered it perfectly. Yeah, just how you guys
pretty much just the mutual respect is there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Everyone is entitled to the way they feel towards anything, whether it be the music or the way that the structure of the band is going. And I think your voice, especially when you're in a big group, your voice is the most powerful thing to be able to speak and say, hey, this is how I've been feeling about this, so that everyone becomes aware of that
it's all
situation.
honesty. It's
Because
honesty.
that's the thing is as long as we stay transparent with one another, then our feelings won't be built up in the back. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's very important, is that everybody is just completely honest and transparent about the way they feel while we're doing this collective.
And you guys do have someone managing you currently, or no?
We all
Not
kind of
yet.
manage each other.
We kind
gotcha.
of keep
But
each other accountable.
those two right there, they
Yeah,
keep
that's what I
us
was
organized
saying. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
They keep us organized.
So,
Is that-
what's homie's in the orange hat name again?
That's Ruben.
Ruben has no problem saying like, "Hey, y'all getting out of line. You need to."
Oh, for sure.
and
we'll
we're
tighten it up,
here
kind
to
of deal.
listen too, because we need
'Cause
that.
We'll keep
Yeah.
everybody accountable. But as far as with them, because before we brought them on the team, we were very unorganized.
Oh my gosh.
We just made music whenever we felt like it. Promotion was really slacked off. If we
Yeah.
had a song coming out, we wouldn't promote. We wouldn't shoot for it, and then we would promote the last 3 days for New Generation. It was a mess, and then that's why I say it was a blessing that they came onto the team, because when they came on, the first thing they said is, what days are you free? Because these are going to be studio days. We have to make music. We have to be productive these days. And then everything, especially because social media, none of us are social media guys. We hate social media. We don't like being on it. So they took a hold of that, and I mean, honestly, it's just been a whole lot more cleaner, a whole lot more efficient.
Yeah.
Over the past month or whenever these guys came in,
been about,
I have
for
noticed,
sure.
because I've been, following you guys from afar, and the change is very noticeable. So
For
shout
sure.
out to y'all for making a difference.
Yeah. And
That's dope.
It's beautiful too, because we started off as friends. Like, I knew him in high school. We were super freaking close, and just like
You can pull the chair. It's fine.
everything was
Pull the
just super natural, and I love that. I love everything to be natural like that. You know?
Because everything came very organically.
Yeah.
Nobody was forced to be a part of this band. With certain people will bring it up and will say, okay, we could see you being a good piece of this and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, everybody wanted to be here because they wanted to be here.
Yes.
We didn't, it was just, we came together, and that's why I think we treat it as a family. You know what I mean? Is that all of us treat each other as brothers and sisters.
And I think like a realization is that, so you guys are a family. We treat each other like a family. Then families are going to fight. And then the sooner you guys realize that, like, oh, we're going to get through this, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah, just if you guys can, my what's the word? You're not not my advice, but just get through that. Sorry, excuse me. The proper 12 got me a little. I only had what, a double? It's been a long day.
It's not about what you do, it's about what you do when you do.
There you go. Salamat kuya.
Think about that one.
Let that sink in.
So, what we can do, or are we taped down with that mic or no?
No.
No, let's switch mics because at least they can pass it around.
Okay.
You'll have
That makes
Does it make sense? Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Here you go, brothers.
So, have you guys done any live performances yet?
No, not really.
Not yet. Okay.
We're definitely practicing because
Yeah.
we know how important live performances are, and it's a dream of ours to do. We want to go to festivals. We want to do Camp Flognaw, like that's our
Yeah.
dream. So we're practicing right now, but
Yeah.
we're excited to start performing live.
I had a artist on actually last week, and I got goosebumps the way he was describing just how there's this addiction he has to performing in front of 10 people, 10,000, and it was just the energy he had, man, and I didn't realize that there could just be this addiction just to this feeling of performing, and it made me want to be a musician, you know. So when that day comes, I don't know, what do you think's gonna get you there? What's gonna push you guys there? What's gonna push you over the edge from just?
I think just jumping in.
Yeah.
Honestly, as scary as it is, because we all, except for this guy, he has experience playing live, right?
Yeah.
All of us, other than him, have not played live ever, and of course, we're all scared. But I think the thing that'll push us is just doing it. Eventually when the time comes, just doing it.
You gotta
no
take
matter
that
what
leap of
happens.
faith.
Just to jump in, yeah.
No.
Because you're always a little, it's always a little nerve-wracking when you do something, especially that you're not used to. I mean, even with basketball for me, I played basketball all my life, but even before the game, I'd still be a little bit nervous. But by the time when you get in there, everything is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always try to remember that because I'm always nervous before I do something. I mean, before I do this, every podcast, I'm always a little nervous and just try to tell myself that's a good thing. You got to utilize that. Use that as fuel, like you said. So I'm excited for this. I can't wait. You guys gonna give me free tickets on your?
For sure.
I'm just playing.
No,
No, I'm
You're
paying. I'm just
backstage.
playing. I'm gonna fucking pay.
It's good. We'll put you on the drums. Yeah. And then we'll put you on the guitar the next song, and then you got to sing the last one.
I'll just do your, what's that when you guys have a green room? I'll just provide the food. That's what I'll do.
Oh, that's perfect, actually.
Yeah,
So
sponsored by PLB, Cultura, this place. I got y'all,
Let's
man.
do it.
Yeah,
Yo.
you guys are the official band of the Tapioca Talk podcast. Trailblazer. I didn't even ask y'all. I just said it.
it sounds good to me.
So on camera, we now have. Oh, we already introduced you guys. Yeah. We got you guys. So what do you guys do? Let's talk about that. What do you do, man?
Well, I'm just the creative director and the photographer. So basically, that's what we both do, really. What we do is we are basically like the BTS, and whenever we need to do shoots, we're there.
Yeah.
And we're also like you guys are talking about criticism. We are also another ear when it comes to the music as well.
Yeah. I was just playing, man, because with these two guys behind scenes, without them, this would be nothing.
Exactly.
So you guys have a super important role.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know how to hit the record button before this all started. I'm not even fucking joking. I didn't know how to work this thing. So full disclosure, the people behind the scenes are just as important as the faces.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
What made you want to do such a crazy thing like this?
No. You can go. You take that answer.
Well, I mean, I've been into photography since my senior year of high school, and then I just found out that I wanted to make this my career.
Nice.
Right, a few years ago, because I'm always I want to do something creative as a career and not really an office job type of deal. But I mean, when me and Ruben first came on to here, we just gave them more structure and kind of helped them advertise themselves more, pretty much.
You should listen to my podcast. I just talk hella shit about office jobs on here. That's all I do. And how I hate having a fucking boss, man.
Oh yeah.
Not my thing. No, I'm just kidding. People who have office jobs. It's a good thing. You can make way more money than me, so I just don't like having a boss.
And then for me, my placement in this it started with just a little toss or a little pitch from and Robbie because they always seen me as a person in my quote unquote aesthetic, whatever that means, and they always wanted me to be a part of this in some kind of way, and that was photography and also taking care of their Instagram, and all it took was one meeting with Alex. It was me and Alex. We had to sit them down. You guys were talking about that, how you guys didn't have any structure or anything like that, but ever since then we've gotten a lot of work done.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much it.
This is probably one of the most productive times that we've had as a group.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. So it's very apparent now. We're halfway through 2021, but 2020 either made you or it broke you, and it seems it affected you guys quite positively.
Yeah.
What do you think was the major factor of you guys actually rising to the occasion instead of like failing?
I think for me, it was, I've been wanting to make music since high school. And I think it was just, for me, it was like actually putting it out there was very exciting. You know what I mean? I was going to, when it was just me and Robbie working at times, and then halfway through quarantine was all three of us. Mm-hmm. You can ask them, I wasn't going home till 4 o'clock in the morning every single night. They live in Vacaville. I stay in Fairfield. So
Okay.
I literally wake up, I'd eat breakfast or lunch, get there at 3, and I'd stay there till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I think for that, it was just, I was so excited to be able to finally present something that I've been wanting to for a while. It was a very exciting experience. Even when we made the social media, you know, I remember when we put everything together, all the passwords were set, we made the band email, everything. It was very exciting for us, you know.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that was really for me during quarantine, was like, man. And I'm honestly seizing the moment too, because you had so much time because of quarantine.
For sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I think for me, you know, I was in San Diego, you know, my first year in college. And I thought it was going to be fun, you know, new experiences, being away from family. But, you know, it was tough on me. You know, I struggled a little bit. And, you know, COVID came around, you know, luckily I came home. And I was chilling. And, like, I don't know, this was just a huge blessing. You know, I was able to, like, reconnect with Roby and hang out with my brother and do something that, you know, I underlyingly loved. I've always loved music. But, like, being able to create something that people can listen to, that rejuvenated me in that season. So...
Can I cap on that? And I think that's why it goes back to why we call you, you know, you're the backbone and you're a legend, because he was that outlet for us to be able to, because, I mean, I didn't really make enough production and make enough beats for me to put on. I was finding beats on YouTube, same as Cam. So that the fact that I feel like he was able to pull that artistic side out of us, because it was like, if it wasn't for Robbie, I don't think I would be doing this right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Nice. So I had a group of young individuals here earlier in the year, and I asked them a question about specifically your guys' generation, and because I listen to a lot of stuff. I'm older than you guys, and sometimes people will put your guys' age group in a box. You know, you guys are all about one side of the spectrum, and all you guys want to do is do this cancel culture and all this blah, blah, blah. But see, I was taking the other spot because I work side by side with people your age, and I know that, you know, it's not so true. How are you guys handling all these criticisms as the future?
I don't think we handle it because I don't think we think about it.
For the
That's
most
very
part.
true. For the most part, we don't think about that type of stuff. If it's not to benefit us, I mean, it's not that I'm gonna sit here and tell nobody's opinion matters. I mean, I'm always gonna have an open ear to a lot of things, but how much of that is really gonna be sunk into my brain?
Yeah,
you know
one
what
of
I mean?
the biggest things that we, you know, the foundation for what we do is that we're making the music to heal us first, because
Most
we all
definitely.
have, you know, stuff that we've been through, and we just want to make ourselves better. So making the music really makes us feel a whole lot better, and you know, the chain reaction is that some people will like it too, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, it's really about, you know, taking care of us, because this is what makes us happy. At the end of the day, you know, I don't imagine myself doing anything else but this. You know, I'll rearrange my life so that I can do this forever, you know. And, you know, if I could help people along the way, that's the best thing.
Love
know?
it.
Most definitely.
I think that's like the biggest difference between my generation and then the generations before me and then you guys. And because I'm always here hustling when I'm at work and I'm listening to my workers, they're very in tune about how they feel. And now when I was coming up, it was really, you got to put that aside and you just got to like, forget about you. You need to work for everybody else. And there's good to both sides, but I find more benefit in the fact that you're not forgetting about you first.
Yeah.
And I really believe that because
For sure.
obviously mental health is something that is on the front page right now.
For sure.
And I have a little bit of perspective because I'm older than you guys, and me and my sisters, we always talk about is we wish that there would be more light shine on this. And exactly what you said, my friend, is like, you're making music for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm making food now
Yeah.
for what I think tastes good, and hopefully someone will like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we all go through, I guess you could say a dark time. And music was really what saved me from that darkness, And any type of light that I could bring out from myself to heal myself and to heal people around me, to bring others up, that's what it's really all about. That's the foundation for us,
And to add on to that is, I know every single one of us, we use this as a subject, but every single one of us wants to help out our families. That always comes back to home because I don't know if it's just an Asian thing, an Asian American thing, but for me, it's just like, if my family's okay, then I'm okay type of thing. But of course, I'm not, for me, it's like, it's that saying is that it's hard for you to be able to care or love for anybody else if you don't love yourself. Because the moment that you do things and you love yourself, then you're in a right mindset to be able to take care of other people and to be able to, take care of your families and all of that stuff. And I think that's how it is. Personally, for me, I'm speaking for myself here, but that's how it is. You got to learn how to love your craft, love yourself, and love the things that you do, and ultimately that will pay for you in the long run. That's what I believe.
I agree. Are we? Most of us are Filipino here. All of us are Filipino.
Yeah.
So one thing that always gets, because I bring in a whole bunch of fucking Filipinos on this podcast, and one thing that always gets brought up, and I want your opinion, is this thing called crab mentality. Are you guys familiar with the idea? So if you have like a whole bunch of crabs in like a barrel, for example, they're just gonna. So one will try to escape. The crabs are just gonna pull it back down. So it's kind of an analogy
I see.
for Filipinos, and it's always brought up because I had a different experience with just growing up as Filipino. I didn't really experience the crab mentality thing, but a lot of my business friends and people were saying like, it's always a Filipino that wants to like copy your business and then open it on right next to you compared to having it complimentary. Is this something that you guys have experienced as a Filipino in Northern California at all, or not really?
I think we
Not
just
too
really
much.
just do us.
Yeah.
And I
Like,
mean, I stayed in
yeah.
the Philippines for a year, and I kind of saw that. Because I'd see, some in my village, the neighbor was making empanadas, right? And they were making it, and all of a sudden, I'm like, man, these are the best. These are so good, blah, blah, blah. And then a week goes by, and everyone on the block is making empanadas. I feel like that, you know what I mean?
That's
It's like
exactly-
trying
yeah.
to do it, and I feel like that's why there's a lot of business in the Philippines. No hate on my Philippine blood out there, though.
I have to
I
ask you,
just-
what were you doing spending that amount of time in the Philippines?
I was playing basketball. So my original dream was to be a professional basketball player. And then when I got out of the senior year, I led to the Philippines and I stayed there for 6 months. But the first 6 months that I went there, I was so homesick. And I was like, man, I need to go back home. I was very culture shocked. So I left, I came back home, I worked, and then I was working pretty good jobs. And I realized to myself, I was like, this kind of sucks. So I was like, let me go back and try my hardest. And I went back and tried my hardest. And I figured out, what was that thing you said? Is my dreams weren't dead; they were just lived out.
Yeah, they're just lived out.
So that's how it was for me. It's like my hoop, because I was telling somebody, I was like, my hoop dreams are dead. I don't want to play basketball no more. And then Ruben was like, I don't want to hear you say that. Your hoop dreams were not dead. You just lived them out. And I was like, that's fact. So when I went there, I was just like, okay, I went as far as I could go with this, and I was content with it. I came back home, and that's when I started making music with my brothers.
I love that, dude. You went out there and just
I tried it
went
because
for it.
I couldn't sleep at night knowing that I could have.
That's dope,
At least
man.
I went out there and I was like, okay, I tried it and I realized, and I could, not that I couldn't do it, but it's just like it wasn't for me, and I came back. So now I don't have to live with that on my shoulders. You feel me?
That's inspiring, man. Just knowing that people are not scared to get what they want. Mm-hmm. And that's what you guys are doing here today. So what's in the near future for you guys? You guys got anything? Like, what's the next goal for you guys? What is it?
I think for sure priorities, putting out music. And, we have a lot of songs that we're working on. We're working on one right now, and we're hoping it comes out next month. Next month. But put out music, continue to just, work on ourselves. I don't know what
Hopefully
else.
an album.
Hopefully an
Yeah,
album.
so I was going to ask you guys going to have
something
albums sometime soon, maybe?
Hopefully.
That's a goal.
We'll see.
That's a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We put in a lot of work, and I think all of us, every single day, sometimes every single one of us are up till 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think for us, it's just I think we work hard and was able to say like, you know, we should be able to get to that next level because of the work ethic that we put in. So, but personally for me, I'm ready to perform at like festivals.
Yeah.
And that's like I mean, it is a goal, but that's like something I'm excited for.
What I'm excited for, I always tell Roby this and Cam and the guys. You know, I hear stories about how Kanye West rented out a studio in Hawaii and they lived out there for like a month just working on music in freaking paradise. You know, I want to be in a position where I could have the people I love around me in a space where we can be creative, but also like you look out the window and you just like, wow, I just can't believe I'm here. You know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that happened. What album was that? Was that like 808 and Heartbreaks, man?
I forgot, honestly.
SZA
I
does
hear
that too. She goes out to Maui
yeah.
and she makes her album.
Rihanna has like writing camps and like they all post up in a mansion in like Fiji or whatever. I don't even know. And they all just write in different rooms. It's crazy.
Because that was the idea that we had one time, was being able to get like an Airbnb for like 2 weeks and then just have all of our creatives where you're just in a house full of creatives where you're just making whatever, you know what I mean? Doesn't even have to be a part of this, just anything.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Pulling out your creative sides.
Dude, that sounds like a plan to me. I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All the entire time. Podcast every night.
That'd be dope.
Topics every night.
You don't want me there.
Oh, I'm the sleeper.
That's the Sandman Cam. That's the Sandman.
You know, it doesn't matter if there's no chair in the studio. I'll sit
Sleep
right
on
there
the
on
floor.
the
He
ground.
sleeps with his eyes open. He's like,
And then it's crazy
I sleep
because
with the headphones on.
he'll be up and then we'll be like, you know, slapping the song, and then after a while you look back and he's clapped off.
That's my secret to success, man. You gotta get a full night's sleep or get it in when you can, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
You always gotta have a clear mind. I'm pretty sure you guys realize that, man. So that's dope. Man, I had one more question before I let you guys go. What was it? Man, I had it on the tip of my tongue and it was important, but it lost me.
Oh, hopefully it comes back.
Yeah.
brain blast.
Don't worry, we edit all this shit anyways.
I read this thing that if you like squeeze your thumbs, it kind of, there's something neurologically makes you look younger.
It's like he sees his life flash before his eyes.
That's his fun fact for the day. You want to know a fun fact about Roby? Human Encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
He
I
is.
love
Oh my
facts,
god.
bro.
Okay. Go ahead, man. Shoot. Shoot.
No, test me. What do you want to know about?
Yeah? I can just go anything?
I might know it, but go ahead.
Let's see. What have I been interested in lately? Can we go history?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. So you spent about a year in the Philippines, right? Mm-hmm. Any chance studying about the former hero of the Philippines, Jose Rizal?
Yeah, you hit me with the No, you know what's the thing about it is that I feel so uncultured, but I've heard the name and I know about the because they got a statue and everything there, but.
Oh, I got a better one for you. Okay, here we go. More Filipino stuff.
It's more like fun factish.
Oh, okay.
Stuff.
Let's see.
It's like, did you know?
Tell me about honeybees.
Oh, honeybees. Okay. I'll give you a random fact. Here we go.
Yeah, I told you. Anything, man. Off top. Go.
Okay, I'll give you two actually. So when a honeybee hive, sometimes when they're in, when they're somewhere in the suburban area and they need someone to get rid of the hive because it's unsafe. Sometimes they find them and the queen is not there. And if the queen is not there, it's hard for them to move those bees into the new hive. So what they do is sometimes they give a donor queen. Some of the bee hive, they give a donor. I don't know what you would call them, but they give a donor queen. Now, two things can happen. They can either accept the queen or kill the queen. But that's a good little thing. But if they accept the queen, then once they accept the queen and they don't kill her, you put that queen in the hive and they will all follow her into the new hive. It's a little fun fact.
Dude, this worked. I remember.
I tell you gotta squeeze it. It's something neurologically.
My hands are all sweaty. All right, I have a segment on this podcast because for the past 3 years I've been trying to learn how to speak Tagalog. Do any of you guys speak Tagalog here?
I understand fully, but I can speak Taglish, but it's like broken.
All right, perfect. That's enough. Oh, it's called RJ Learns Tagalog, and we have a conversation live on the air.
Oh,
Kumusta, pare?
Anong balita?
Wala na.
Walang balita.
Podcast lang, di ba?
Podcast lang, di ba? Oh, ayos yan.
Siyempre.
That's as far as I can get.
Yo, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the pod. You guys are more than welcome to come back whenever y'all want. Keep me updated. This is the time where you can give your shout outs, plug your page, whatever y'all want.
Shout out to Thomas Perez for
shout out
linking us
Thomas.
up.
Yes, sir.
Follow us on Instagram at official.
No. New IG name.
Trailblazer at trailblazer.collective. Find our music on Spotify and all platforms. Trailblazer. It's easier if you look up Trailblazer than Weekend. I found that. And yeah.
Shout out to all our friends and family that's been following us through the whole entire journey, and everybody who's always staying into it and showing us love. Also, shout out to Reese. RJ or Reese, you go by?
RJ.
Shout out to RJ.
Shout out
If you are not
Shout out
following his
RJ.
podcast right now, you are tripping. Please follow. Please
And
follow.
peace,
please
love,
follow.
and boba,
And peace, love, and boba.
Yes,
This man is a
please.
young
Season
entrepreneur. All love, brother. All love. I really
Likewise.
appreciate you having us
Thank
here.
you
I have
guys.
one
Thank
more
you.
thing
Thank
to
you.
say.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
No?
I got one more thing
Yeah,
to say.
please.
So, July 10th. July 10th, there is going to be a thing called BossCon, which is outside this place,
I'm
right across the
going.
street at
You're
Forever
going.
21.
Good to see y'all.
Yes.
Fun
Yes,
fact,
we'll be
I have 2 other previous guests that are going to be at the BossCon as well.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Yes, please be there because we are going to be having shirts and totes and stickers.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. I want to
Please
support y'all.
And we'll be playing music.
We'll be playing
Dope.
music.
We're right at the
Maybe
entrance.
new music. We'll see.
For sure. Oh, I'm sorry. One last thing I remembered also. Shout out to these thumbs. At Cultura, we actually have a stage. So before the pandemic, we wanted to make our place in Rockland like a hub for open mics, local bands. So open invitation when you guys are ready. We have a stage in our place in Sacramento. If you guys want to take over the place, it's yours.
Dope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
for sure. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, brother.
Thank you.
Much love.
Yes, sir.